This is Austin from The Body Curious, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit more about ancient Western medicine. And please check out the previous two videos on this, as this is an overlay of the previous two videos that I did on the same subject. The next part is going to be on aspects that came out of Northern Europe. And again, were already influenced by the ancient Greek and the Persian and Egyptian methods, and this is an addition to that. So what we have here is the pathway to the sun. And so what we have is the first circle we have is in a clockwise motion, and what we have is somewhere around here we have dawn, and somewhere around here we have sunset. And this would be going in this direction. And as the sun rises, you hit about midday here, and then sunset, and then obviously then we have midnight here. And this was a daily cycle. And so therefore the influence of the sun upon our bodies and upon our personalities had more influence as the sun is rising, and then once it started setting, then it has less, and the moon has more influence upon us. And so this is the 24-hour cycle. The next cycle we have is the influence of the moon. And this would have a anti-clockwise motion and would take a month upon our systems. And so this over here, the influence of the moon, the most influence would be a full moon here, and then what we would have is we'd have a new moon there, and then we have the waxing and waning of the moon on the other side. And that's a monthly cycle, and we can see this in terms of the effects of the waters upon the world, but also the effects of the waters within our own system. So just as a reminder of you that the three elements that we considered as being the main influences upon this world being earth, and then what you have the daily fire, the monthly water. So this is the influence of fire, and that was said to be influential upon our inspirations or our ideas. And then the waters would affect our emotions. And then thirdly, we have the aspect of air. Now, in this particular case, this was seen as being a reference to the yearly cycle of our system. So even though it's still the influence of the sun, it's actually in terms of how the earth goes around the sun. And so what we have here is we would have the summer solstice here, and we'd have the winter solstice down here. Now we have the two equinoxes on either side. And because this is the influence of air, you'd see this as being the winds of change, or time, if you like. And this model is helpful, particularly when it comes to the influences upon our own selves, and we can see references in nature, both at a daily level, at a monthly level, and also at a yearly level, of how we, quite literally, how we feel. And what we can is that we can certainly notice the differences, and in some people it's actually quite acute, of say how a full moon, I personally don't sleep that well during a full moon, and actually in spring it's even worse. So think of these as layers of magnifying glasses, if you like, is that each one is an overlay of the other And this is on top of those 4 aspects that we spoke about in terms of personality, whether it's sanguine, choleric, melancholic and phlegmatic, and that was the 4 humors model from ancient Greece. So what we have is we have a 4 humors model which talks about the nature of the elements, and also we then have those 3 elements affecting us on either a daily, a monthly or a yearly basis. So please bear that in mind and see you next time. Cheerio!